Welcome to Necessary Roughness for FantasyAlarm.com. I'm your host, Ray Flowers, and we're going to take a look back at Week 11 in the Week 11 review. First number of the day is 2, as in the number of quarterbacks that threw for 300 yards in Week 11. Palmer and Dalton. That's it, folks. 2. Yeah, not a big passing day when we talk about yards. However, when we talk about touchdowns, there were 5 guys that threw 3, including 2 that threw for 5, Winston and Newton. Newton, obviously, a season-long force. Winston, despite having 5 touchdown passes in Week 11, has 6 touchdown passes in 4 games. Be careful of over-evaluating what he did, whereas Newton, yeah, he's a beast, and people are finally starting to realize, after years, that Cam Newton is someone you start every week, and you're happy about doing so. The third number of the day is 6, as in the number of guys that went for 100 yards in Week 11. 2 of those guys went for over 200 yards. Thomas Rawls went for 209 and Doug Martin for 235. Rawls being the number 1 waiver wire edition. You can find a waiver wire unnecessary roughness piece accompanying this at fantasyalarm.com. We'll talk more about Rawls there. And then Martin, who's been really, really good this season, averaging over 94 yards a game on the ground, about 19 carries a week, giving the Bucs everything they hope for out of the backfield. The next number is the number 2, and that's the number of guys that caught 8 passes out of the backfield. Sean Drone, Giovanni Bernard. Now, Bernard's got to catch his pass. You hear that number, you're not really excited or surprised by it. Well, I guess you're excited by it, but you're not surprised by it. But Sean Drone of the Niners, you are surprised by that. And we have seen now 2 games in a row with him where the Niners have said, look, we've got other guys in the backfield, but with the injuries to Carlos Hyde and Reggie Bush, Sean Drone is our guy. We don't know when Hyde's going to return. We don't know if Hyde will return. That's an open debate at this point. Sean Drone obviously shouldn't be on the waiver wire right now. He's carrying the ball and catching the football out of the backfield for the Niners. The next number is the number of 7. That's the number of wide receivers that went for 100 yards in Week 11. How many of them had 2 touchdowns? 1. Who was that? It's DeAndre Hopkins. At least 11 targets every game this season. Doesn't matter who they're playing. Darrelle Revis Island. No more Revis Island anymore, folks. Doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball either. DeAndre Hopkins is the top 5 wide receiver every week. Book on it, bank it. He's been an absolute star this season. 9 touchdowns in 10 games as well. And then finally, the number 3, as the number of tight ends that went for 100 yards in Week 11. Delaney Walker, Crockett Gilmore, and who's the last one? Oh, Kyle Rudolph. I had to look at my list. Rudolph, 182 yards coming into the game, more than 100 this week. Yeah, you know what to do there. Delaney Walker's had a lot of success, partly because Kendall Wright has been out of action with his knee issue. He will return. Crockett Gilmore will be catching passes from Matt Schaub now, with Joe Flacco done for the season. But Crockett Gilmore certainly trending up. They're going to need him the last third of the season. It's Ray Flowers. You've been listening to Necessary Roughness, FantasyAlarm.com. Don't forget to visit us, FantasyAlarm.com. Free rankings for Week 11, Week 12, Week 13, Week 14, all the weeks. Free rankings, FantasyAlarm.com.